Hey y'all, it's Twiggy. I'm going to do a several part series on a bunch of bird calls that I've gone on. It has to be several parts because I've gone on a lot of bird calls. But here we are, the birds. So the very first bird call I ever had was a baby great horned owl, which had been wandering in the road and almost got hit by a car. These birds are very large, even as babies, and they are flightless. They don't tend to stray very far from home, so we knew Mama Owl was probably somewhere nearby. I took a short video of the sound that owls make when they are trying to ward off a predator. This little guy was released later that evening after all of the traffic had slowed down. Come springtime, we get a lot of ducklings down the storm drain calls. I actually really like these calls because, I'm sorry, who doesn't like to play with ducklings? I'm small enough to fit down the storm drain, so a lot of times I would go down there and scoop them up. I remember one case we had where the ducklings were traveling the storm pipe underground, and so I wasn't able to catch them in the opening. My partner actually had the great idea of pulling out his phone and playing a duck call, which fooled the ducklings into thinking that Mama was calling them, and they all came towards me, so I was able to scoop them up and get them back to safety. Then there was the call for an injured vulture, just your typical black vulture. He had an injured wing, but man could he run. We chased this thing over the river and through the woods for upwards of 20 minutes. It was a comical mess. We were tripping over ourselves like fools trying to catch this thing. Finally, I caught up to it and pounced on it with the net. It was exhausting, but it was pretty fun. We had another call for an owl, although this one was a screech owl who had flown into a branch and damaged its beak. Little dude needed a chance to unscramble his brain, so we did keep him overnight until we felt comfortable releasing him the next day. Alright, last one for this video. Cooper's hawk that also appeared to have gotten his bells rung pretty bad. He ended up spending the night at a veterinary clinic, and he went to a wildlife rehab later on that week. Well, this concludes part 1 of The Birds. For now, it is ACO Twiggy calling 1042 till next time.
There's no excuses. This is who I choose to be.